makes you decide if I belong to lost and found. You know I'm dying to reach out to you. I'm trying but you can't see. You say my calls never come through. Crying 'cause I can't feel you. My heart's sinking to my
Hello everyone and welcome to my live stream. This is Monpjc and it's extremely nice to see you all out there, guys. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of a crowd here already. The villagers are very excited. I'm streaming live from the Creeper Inn, which is positioned right behind me here. And today we're going to be doing some redstone antics. And hopefully these guys are all going to help me come in. Yep, come on in and join in there in the back. I can see you. Just come along and join in. And there's the bodyguard as well. Yep, they're all around. And it's just going to be an exciting stream. I'm really excited to get going. So let's have a look to see where we are. So today, as I said, guys, we are going to be working on some redstone. And the reason for that is right over there in our castle. So let's hop on over to our castle and I'll show you what's going to be going. I'm sure they're all going to be going into the Creeper Inn now, those guys, and checking out exactly what's going on the stream. Because we're whizzing around here. So I'm heading to the Steampunk Castle and going down underneath into the basement area to show you the train line that I've been working on for quite some time now. Now, the reason we have the train line is because this is actually a really big world to be getting around, and we want to be able to transit around from one place to another without any massive delays. So we have this. Our minecart, and this is going to be our massive storage room that we're going to be using at some point or another, which is going to help us with just storing everything that's been coming in. And the castle is this keep where it keeps everything, obviously. So let's hop in the cart and let's go for a little ride and see where this train cart goes so far. So we go out the bottom of here. I'm going to apologise, it's a bit noisy. Might not talk too much here. There we go. This all needs a fair bit of work to these tunnels. We'll be coming up on our first stop any minute now. It's a long old way out from under the castle out to the first village. There we go. So this area here is the little village, which is where most of our villagers live, which is located down here, and you can see the castle's right off over there in the distance. And it sounds like there's a zombie around here somewhere, so the guys should really sort themselves out. Now, I could be travelling around quite a lot in these the nether tunnels and stuff like that. I don't know where all the villagers are. Oh, they're all over there in the distance. I can see you. I've probably all gone inside to watch the stream. Anyway, so the carts whiz along here, but what I want to add is a method of transiting through these paths. Where is that mob? It's around here somewhere. He's under there somewhere. Transit through these little railway stations and onto the next place and have a whole network running. At the moment I use this system, which I can explain reasonably easily. These are powered redstone lines, and as you can see the cart is actually slightly angled, meaning when these get powered the cart will get pushed off. This is an activator rail, and when it becomes active it will actually power the redstone lines over way. So as soon as I press that button there and power this, it'll push me forward, and then the activator rail will take over, power the rest of it, and whiz me on to the next location. There we go. So we can easily whiz around from one place to another and then stop at these little places like this. It's a bit of a nasty jump getting out of there, and go off to all these different zones. And there's another some more stops down there and another village. Now the key thing is, let's go back to the castle, because this isn't the greatest. What I want to be able to do is have this a bit more automated, so I can just hop in here. I mean, admittedly, this isn't too difficult to do, but I just want to be able to, like, pick up a ticket, get on a train, go somewhere, not just have one line going from one place to another. And these are long journeys as well. You sort of just want to expect it to get you there. And places like up here, I hope you can hear me okay, there's a little substation there. There's this other line, which goes down into the tunnels underneath where we do all the caving. It'd be really cool if you could sort of go and visit that area, automatically turn off into a different direction whenever you want to, without any too much hassle. So my stream today is about experimenting with this redstone technology and working out how we can adapt it a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this world, which might be a bit of a risk. Yeah, I'm going to leave this world and I'm going to go into my redstone world, which is here on my single player. Which could be entertaining because it could cause my server to run a lot slower. Here we go. So this is explaining a little bit more about what we actually have here in this creative area. We have a random villager over there. So as you already saw, we saw this idea already where we have this powered rail going through with the buttons either side, which allows it to push you through these tracks. Now obviously a way of actually automating this system would be to actually put powered redstone into these blocks here, which then power those tracks, and we can have that from a common feed here. Now the way in which I was considering doing this is by using these command blocks. Now one of the things with command blocks is that, well, they can be considered a little bit cheaty in the survival game world, I guess. And what we want to do is find a way of being able to make these or bring them into our world and test these out so that we can do something similar to what we've done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've got. I've got some keys here, and you'll notice that straight away they start doing stuff. So if I hold the green, the red, the yellow or the go, this is an experiment. See, this redstone signal starts. If I hold yellow, I get one from there. If I hold red or green, they all power that track over there. I think there was another one I had in my hand. No, did I lose that one? What's this one? Stop, green, red, yellow, and go. So yeah, so this allows me to put power on these, which means any one of these tickets that I'm holding will generate a redstone signal output, which will drive my cart through. It's very clever. I'm glad you came and joined in. Yeah, you might be experimenting with this in a minute. Actually, should we shove you in the cart and show people what happens? Right, so you get... If you'd like to get in the cart, please. Pretty please. Oh, poop. Let's chuck it round that way. Hopefully it'll run into him. Come on. You know you want to. Right, okay. I'm going to have to push you in, am I? Is that how we do it? There we go. Off he goes. He's gone for a little ride. He'll be back in a minute. You're not really playing ball here. I really could do with you actually doing as you're told. There we go. Off you go. Right, there we go. Right, he's set up in the position there. Now, what I have over here on this little track are some coloured wall blocks here. So we have a yellow one, which obviously would power a track through here. We have a red one, and we have a green one. And I can actually turn this green one on permanently if I want to. So the idea here is if we're holding one of these tickets, how do we make sure we get to the train line we want to go to? Right, okay. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, what we've actually got is some junction points here like this. That one goes to yellow. This one here operates to go to red because the train would normally go straight across. And this is obviously the green. Oh, I got stuck on the sticky block. So what I've devised is using the same idea over there. These tags will also activate if I hold a yellow. So as you can see, if I hold the yellow, the track changes, which means a train coming from this way, instead of going round there, will be diverted off down this way into the yellow. Right, let's give that an example. Now the other thing you'll notice is it only works when I get close. So I'm also using these redstone blocks to detect when the player is actually close. Right, so let's give you a nudge. And you went off the wrong way. So if I stand about... Are you doing... Oh, you're over there. Right. You get going. Go on. Right, I'll run over here. Turn these on. He goes through and he stops on yellow. There we go. And I can demonstrate this better by sending him around the green. So this time I'll send him around the red route. You're a little bit... You don't go as well as people do. Oh no! Ah, you do. You go. You off again. There he goes. There is it. Where'd you gone? He's ended up at the red. Right, okay. That wasn't exactly how I planned you to do this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You give me the car and I'll drive. So could you go away, please? Because I need you off the track. Come on. Oh, you're really not going to help, are you? Okay, so we won't use the red track for now. Right, let's go over here. Let's put the car there like that. And I will get in myself. And we are going to go to green. There we go. And this time I want to go to yellow. A little bit slow. As you can see, that station just allowed me to go straight through because I wanted to go to that one. So if I want to go to red this time, as soon as I get close, this activates. And the lines automatically change as I come through. Now the advantage of this is, are you listening? The advantage of this is that only when you're close to the junction does it activate like that. You see? Which means that it's down to the person holding the tag which gets you through. So that's how I want to actually do this. So I'm going to implement this a bit more by expanding this idea, because this only allows you to go in one direction. And that's nothing to do with that like famous group. So we're going to have another go at building some more of this over there. But what I actually want to do is have a two-way track system. So I guess I better show you what I mean. So let's start over here. Let's put a yellow block there. And we'll get a red block down here. And yeah, I just want to be able to go between these two at the moment. So we're going to put some powered points in here. Let's just grab a button. And we'll just do the basic principles of doing nothing more than putting track between them. There we go. And this will send me happily between the two. Dink. go. Awesome. Right. So next thing we want to do is put a train station in the middle here. So if I take these out like so, take some more out that way. So we're going to have an outbound and an inbound track. So this is obviously going to be our outbound track. That's weird. I wonder what happens with that. Button. Did that just get stuck? Oh, there we go. Right, so we can go, this will obviously be our outbound track, coming back that way, because if we came in this way, we'd end up going around in a circle. But we can simulate fixing that little problem by actually, I'm just trying to get some of the right things in my inventory before I go too far. There we go. Oh, I see our little chaps come over to have a look. So we can always force the line to be one way or the other, and these are going to be really useful in what we're doing. So what I'm going to do here is just knock these out there, and we'll then have our, let's activate around. I actually wanted power rail in there, didn't I? Nope, not that one. I just got to keep it tidy. Do, 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 do. Have I got the right track on these? I think I did. Anyway, so we want a couple of powered lines here, like so. Oh, really, dude? Come on, out the way. If you're not careful, you're going to get a job. Like so, and then put that there and that there. And actually, I might move that up a bit so that we can do exactly the same here again. That will go in that way. Right, so we want to go in this way, along there, around there, and then when we come back, we need to be able to go the other way. So what's the natural position for that? Is that way? I wonder if I could do that. So when I hit that, that'll go that way. Chucky, 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 chucky. Oh, that'll do that. That needs a bit more thinking about than I thought. Okay, so let's just put these here for now. Just test what's going on. So that goes that way. And that goes that way. So if I'm in the car, I go down there, and I want one of them there and one of them there. And let's put some buttons in. Yep, see, I end up going round in a circle. Which is not what we want to do. So when this line activates coming this way, let's put an activator rail there. Oh, oh dear. Can I actually put a... Ooh, how can I do this? Let's have a go at this. Is that... Oh, that just all goes too far. That just goes over there. That's not what we want. What we want is it to come around there somewhere. put a switch in there just to toggle that on and off. Will that flip that when I go round? Let's try that. Yes. And then it will send me back that way. Whoops. Okay, so let's repeat that design over here. Blows that out, and this one needs to be an activator rail, and then we put 2 bits of redstone there like that. Is that right? Or is this one the other way round? I think this one's naturally the other way round, isn't it? Yeah, because I come along here, I activate that so that I can exit, but when I come back normally, I come in this way, and that allows me to go out normally, so I don't need to change that, but I do need to change it when I'm coming in. Oh. Ah, now what about if I put that there? Will that instantly activate that to make me go around the corner? Let's try. It does. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. That actually activated that rail there. Okay, so maybe that needs to be back a bit further. And if I put a powered rail there, will that cause me to brake and stop? Oh, it will, won't it? That redstone needs to go down and under to that one. I wonder if there's a way of doing that where... Will that power that? Let's try. It does, but it doesn't do anything to that. So what about if I put a torch under there? Where's my torches? Let's try that. It does do that, but it just doesn't do it the way I want it to do it. Unless there's a way in doing it on this side. I'm just looking for a really easy way to do this right now. Because if what about if that's normally, it's not normally powering it that way though. Okay, this is not working. So got to think about this. How would I get a redstone signal from there to there? Because normally we would take it out and round and under to do this. That'd be the only way to do it, because I've got to power that block. Which would mean doing this underneath. This just gets a little bit messy now. Right, so that's there, that's there. So let's put in my bit of track. And if I put a redstone lamp down there, is it down one too low? Where's that villager going? Where are you going? Dear, oh dear. Right, so that definitely does that. So by default, I want to go. By default, I want that off. Because when I come in, I want to go that way, and when I exit, I want to go that way. Right. Let's do this thing. Okay, so when I come in there, this is going to activate some redstone. Now, how compact can I make this? Not that compact. I think it's going to invert it for me regardless of what I want here, isn't it? Am I going to have to put a repeater in here? Because I don't want the signal coming backwards. Like that. Let's try that, see what that does. Why have you not powered the lamp? Ah, poopy. Oh, did that change? Did I do that and I just didn't realise? Actually, if that was powering a block under there, we could put the redstone lamp on top, can't we? So by default, that's facing that way. Powers the redstone. Let's turn that off. That's weird. Oh, I see. It's because that's powering that, isn't it? I realise what I did now. That needs to go in because it's right next to the junction, so it's looping back on itself. Silly boy. Now that is unfortunately switching. I didn't want to do that. Reversing the direction I wanted to go. So can I invert that there? Because by default the exit is that way, and then I put that there, and that gives me an exit that way. Right, I think that's okay. I'm just going to remove these so it's easier to see what's going on down here. Then we can only see the blocks that are powered. There we go. Yep, that makes a lot more sense. Let's go that way. So if I test this, oh, I thought that would power that there. No. Right, let's give that a try and see what that happens. Sorry about that, just having a minor coughing fit. I've had a drink now. Right, let's have a look. So I should be able to get in this now and be able to get circled round. Oh yeah, that will do that because it's all just that little bit too close. Let's put another track in there. Just grab a power track. And have I got a red block? There we go. Let's put a woo block. A red block. That. Oops. Helps if I press the button. So we always go through on the right hand side. Excellent. That's cool. Right, I'm going to grab a screenshot of that from there. And one from here, hopefully. Yeah, I can see the redstone torches under there, so that'll do me. Right, so that's that design done. This is the manual system. So we've got auto switching switches there, which is always going to have to come into play. And now what we have is this. So the idea now is to make it so that we have some commands over here driving this stuff. Now the way in which this is done is that you have to power the blocks either side where the ramps are, which is this one and this one, which means for our train station we need to power those blocks there, like so. So they will power that way either way. Now, in order to then signal these, we then need a signal coming in here. So I'm going to have a bit of redstone, and we need a repeater and a comparator. Now, the reason we need that, I will go through in just a moment. So let's just do one side first. I tell you what I'll do it bit by bit as we go along. So in order to drive this, we're going to need a strong redstone signal. So I'm going to put a repeater in here. Now the command block that we're going to use is only going to output a small signal. I'm actually going to put that on a 1 tick. I might do the same down there actually, just so it's got a bit of a delay when it goes through. Oh, actually that's not a good idea because I want it to turn off straight away, don't I? Good thinking. There we go. So I want this weak signal that comes out of here to power this and to keep it going. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our command block. So this is a repeating command block. And then we're going to have another command block at the back here. And then just for the sake of this, I'm going to put a comparator on the output of each of these on the sides. And this is just to give us a bit of a visual indication of what's coming out of each of these commands when it's then going to power these carts as they're going through. And our villager has gone like miles away now. I'll have to go and drag him back at some point. So the first thing we want to do with these tickets is, let's have a look. What have we got? So we've got some green, red, yellow, and we've got go. Now what we could do is say that only when a train comes through here with a yellow ticket being held, we go through. Because that's the way you'd be going, and you'd have to hold a red ticket to go all the way through this way. So this is going to be the yellow direction. Now I've got a bit of, just got a few commands written down here so I remember exactly what it is I'm supposed to be typing. Right, let's have a look what we got. So in this first block, what we want to do is we want to detect when there is a player within range of the train track. Now the way in which I'm going to do it, oh, this has already got stuff in it. So let's take this all out of there. So I want to detect when there is a player within close proximity of this train track. So we're going to use the execute command. And what we're going to do is we're going to execute it as the player that is about to come through this area. And what we're going to do is we're going to check their distance. And as long as they are within 9 blocks, so there you put 2 dots and a 9, so it's anything less than 9, then we want this to actually run a command. And the command we want it to do is just to do something that's successful, so that this command block creates a redstone signal of 1 coming out of it. So in this case, what we're going to do is something that you can always do is do a scoreboard. And we're going to actually set a player's scoreboard, and we're going to set a value as the person who's doing it. And I actually already have a scoreboard objective called train. And we're just going to set it to the value of 1. So all that will happen is whenever I hold or come within distance of this block, this command will run and actually do that function. So I want it on a repeating command, so it's always on. I want it to be unconditional, and I want it to be always active. So you can now see that that comparator, as soon as I come within range of it, the command block, the output turns on. So if I'm over here and I walk along my track, I come round the corner, literally as I come round the corner, this activates. So what we want to do now is make this output a condition. So this is what locates the player to be within close proximity of the train station. What we now want to do is make this one detect which tag we're holding. And in this case, we want it to pick up the yellow tag. It's a little bit more complicated, this one. Let's just take all this out, because they're the ones I've copied and been using before. So just for the to explain what's actually happening. This is mainly what we're doing. So, something I just want to check. Does my stream all look good? Yep, I just want to make sure I've not fell off the internet. There we go, like that. So what we're going to do is exactly the same sort of thing. So we're going to execute a command as the player or entity or whatever it is that's coming within range of this. This is going to be a player this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to want to interrogate the player as they come close to us. And what we do is we do that by testing their NBT data that's stored within them as an entity. And we always start this with an open brackets. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask for the selected item. Selected item. And you can look all of these codes up online on the wiki pages. So I'm going to look to see what's selected. And the selected item is always the one that's being held in your hand. So if you're not holding it in your hand, this won't come back. It'll be whatever's in your hand that comes back. So what we're going to look for is something within it, which is a tag. An item tag, obviously, which is what we've been holding. Now, what I want to do now is check to see what the name is that's on that tag. So that's a display name. Display. So we want to check what its display name is, like so. And in order to do that, we are going to tell our command block that it's text that it has to compare with. And to do that, we have to tell it, well, we have to backspace these quotes. So we have to tell it that it's text, that we're going to tell it what it is, because it's JSON. And we are going to use the word yellow. So we're going to test to see if we're holding a tag called yellow. I've actually left a bracket, a quote out of here, haven't I? Yeah, because name has to be in quotes, the name of the thing, and we're telling it it's text and the word yellow. So I close those brackets and those brackets, and then I think I've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, get the comma come up. And then if that's successful, so we're saying, is there a player holding an item, which is the tag, and its display name is the word yellow. We are then going to run. I expected that to come up in a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got enough there. Okay, let's try this. Scoreboard, SCO. A scoreboard player set, and then we use set S because that's the person who called it. Train 0. Now I expected that to change color, but it didn't. And I think where have I left it? I've lost, there's a square bracket around the MBT bracket. There we go, that's gone the right colour. So we know we've got the right thing there now. Scored player, scoreboard player, players, set as train, and we're going to set it as the value of 0 in this case. This is a little bit more different, as in we want this to be a conditional input, which means it's going to be powered from this, or signaled from the first command block. That one, once that's true, this will then run that command. So we're basically anding all those features together. So now if I scroll along to yellow, my output activates. There we go. And if I go right over here out of range, it doesn't matter if I hold the yellow because it's conditional on the first one being within range. And there you go. You can see as I walk in, you can see that small tick delay as I come in. Like that. Where did I put the minecart? It's all the way over there. So am I holding yellow? I'm holding yellow. Right, so let's go this way. Now that's the only thing that will happen is if I come through this way, but I wouldn't be because I'm coming from yellow, going to red. So it'd be like this. That isn't activated. Go through there, and I now buy a ticket to go to yellow. I press the button, come through, rails power, and it pushes me straight through. Yay! There we go. So they're the two commands that we need to put in our blocks like that. Now, if there are other railway stations that we need to go to off in the distance, then we would need to add more colours along here. I can take these out now to represent the additional lines or colours or destinations that we're going to go to. And what I would want is things like this where there are passing points where people can go in and out through the train stations. So yellow would always end like this because you'd come to a stop and then go out again or something like that. But we'd maybe find a way of having multiple yellow stops so that as you come in they sort of like stack you or something. Don't know. Right, so we need to do exactly the same on the other side. So let's do that. But this time obviously we need to do it for red. Oops, wrong way around. And let's grab 2 command blocks. So first one. Execute as somebody inbound. Distance is less than 9. Run scoreboard players set as S train. Doesn't actually matter what I set these to. So that's the first one, and the second one in here needs to be conditional. I have to make sure I get all the brackets right this time. Execute as a player with NBT data. Selected item. It's a tag. Display. Name. We need to remember to put the quotes in this bit and then put the JSON text. It knows that it's text, and then this time round we want it to be red. Just counting in my head, I've got these right. That's red. Close the JSON. Close the quote there. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them goes blue. Run scoreboard players set as source train to 0. That all looks good. Now if I hold red, that one over there is working. Let's just check if this is working first. No, this one's not working. Why is that one not running? Repeat. Oh, needs redstone. No, always active. Thank you very much. Right, so if I go away, it turns off. Come in, it turns on. That one should be always active as well. There we go. Fantastic. Excellent. That's really good. Okay, so now what I want to do now is turn this into a way of actually going further with different things. So we've always got this player one which is in range, so I don't really want to repeat that. Could I copy that? I'm just trying to work out if I can. Is it? I think it's that one. No, it's not. Put it in. Let's take that one out and put another one there. This will probably be too far away now. Put it all the way over there. Let's grab the text in there because it's the same for everyone. And put that there. Doesn't need redstone. Done. Ah, but that's conditional, isn't it? This could be where my plan falls down. So does it work? No, because this is looking for a conditional input which happens to be from another command block. Unless I change this to needs redstone. Oh, conditional, unconditional, needs redstone, done. That would work. Now, can I get away with a signal of 1 on the input here? I can. So in theory, we could actually have this block located closer than those ones. So let's experiment with this because I've got to find a way of compacting this down a little bit. Always active, unconditional repeats. Now, I've lost that text that was in there. Let's just grab that back. Paste that in there, done. done. Need redstone, unconditional. There we go. I'm in range, and it's probably a little bit touchy as to how close it is. Okay. Probably be with a lot less than that, so I'll probably go away with just 5 blocks. Let's have a look. Yeah, because it only comes on when I'm in here then. Is that true for that side? Or does it need to be a bit more? Probably needs to be 6. There we go. That looks cool. So if I now put a block here, redstone on the top, can I put redstone on there like that? Does that now work? No, because this signal is too weak and that's gone down to 0, isn't it? That's why. Can I put a blob of redstone on there? Will that power that? No. So that would be too power there. Can't put that on there. The only way to option to do it is if I have this down on the ground here and it powers it in that way around. I guess that would be my best option. And then they can all be strung that way. So let's do that. Also, I'd like to make it so it's a bit further away from the train. Well, I can do that at a later date anyway. That's not too big a deal. So if that's that needs to go there, that needs to go there, I need redstone there, and then I want to run redstone across the top of all of them. Can I paste that in there again? Yep. Doesn't need redstones, unconditional, and runs forever. There we go. Super. So what we can then do is if we need additional outputs here, like so, like that, and then each of these would represent a different color. So just for argument's sake, I will go in here and I'll grab this text out of there. That's pretty cool. And we will paste that into each of these and we'll change the color on each one. So we've got green. This just makes it really easy to do. What else could we have? Could have a black. And we'll have a orange. There we go. Green will come on. Red will not, because it goes that way. Red. Go. Excellent. So we can actually AND those sections together and they'll all then work together like that. That's pretty good. Now I guess the question is how can we do this a bit nicer? Well, actually what I want to first do is I want to expand this a bit more. and this layout to actually see what we can actually do to sort of like develop it a bit more, actually test this stuff out a bit. So let's lose this bit of track here. And what I might do is I just want a bit of powered rail, because we want to send this on a bit of a distance. I actually like using switches because it feels like you've actually like powered the line then in that way. So that will give us 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what I want to do is have a junction here. So the first colour we're going to pick, let's do this one. This is, oh, that's that way, isn't it? It's yellow. Oh yeah, of course these all come in this way, don't they? So what I might actually do is, I'm going to put the red one back here. And then we've got a bit more distance to come in. And with a bit of speed as well, probably. So let's see if you can handle that, because that'll be like flat out through there. So we've got yellow. So let's stick yellow down here. Like so. I'm just going to move some of these out of the way. I don't need them at the moment. There we go. That's our yellow. Now what else did we have? So we had yellow, green, black and orange. Green wall. There we go, we've got a green wall. Got some black wall there. I really don't need all them buttons. And orange wall. Right, so I'm going to go scatter these over here somewhere. So what have we got next? We've got green, black and orange. So let's have, what could we have? We could have black there. Black could be closer, and then we could have to go on to do a couple more, like green and orange could be close by, like that. Now what I need to do is work out how I'm going to get tracks between all of these so that any ticket I'm holding, it allows me to go there. This will be fun. So the first thing I'm probably going to do is work out a bit of decision making we would make on the route. So we've got orange there, or green. That's a fairly easy one. We just decide to go one way or the other. That would take us to orange, whereas this needs to be powered to make us go to green. But if we're on green coming out, ooh, that's an interesting one. How does green get to there? because green would go straight. If I was holding orange, I'd just go that way around, wouldn't I? So coming this way, I can track to green or orange. But from here, I need to be able to make a decision if it's anything other than orange to go a different way. So I would need to be able to do that. Oh, that's getting complicated. So that would give me the green to the orange route and the orange to green. Yeah, orange to green or orange to something else. Now our black line could be off in a completely different direction to what we think it's going to be. So this could actually come in from over here. That. So we don't know how this train line is actually going to work. It could be like on a bit of a bypass. I'll put it in the middle here because it could be a route that you come along here and then go off down a single track, and then when you come back you've got to make a decision to go a different way when you get back here, and that's actually more likely that you've actually got to come back down this line, decide to go left or right, and not do this. Yeah, because you go off down this line. When you come down here, you've got to decide to go left or right. And likewise, you've got to make all these decisions coming the other way as well. That's all. This is all going to be so much fun. I think 4 might be too many. I want the train going too fast. Just going to add some of these in place, just so that the train's got some momentum. Make sure it all keeps going. So I could actually use buttons to decide where the inputs are going to be. So we could have an input there. We're going to need an input there. They might need to go back, and we're going to need another input there. Decision needs to be made there. And another one there, like that. Let's get these powered up. There we go. Does that power that? It doesn't power that. That's alright, that's okay. Cool. Now what I really want to be able to do is be able to copy these. Not so easy. Let's actually get on my toolbar what I need. I need redstone, I need a repeater, I need a comparator, and I need a command block for each of these. Probably also going to need detector rails, yep. So that I know when the train's coming in. Do I need, I don't need detector rails, do I? That's the whole point. Right, so we've got, I don't need my go, and I don't need my stop. Green, what have we got? Green, orange. let's change stop to green. Or I've already got green. Green, yellow, red. Black. And I need an orange, don't I? Right, orange works, black works, red works, orange, black, red, yellow, and green. Excellent. Okay, so let's think about this carefully, how each one of these is going to work. So if someone comes this way and it is a yellow, I don't care, they can go that way. But if it's black, green or orange, I want them to go that way. So let's put a line in here. We need 1, 2, 3 colours to activate that. Like so. How did I do this? I did it that way. Like that. And then for the sake of typing this all in, just want to make it look neat. Doesn't need redstone, repeats. Okay, that gives us signal for all of these over there. So we need black, green and orange. Dee 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 dee. There we go. So orange is true, we want that. It's unconditional and needs redstone. This one will also need redstone and it's unconditional, and we want to put green. And then the last one is black. So if it's none of those colours, if it's orange, coming this way will go that way. If it's black, it'll go that way. If it's red, it'll go that way. In actual fact, if we had a red ticket coming in from there, that would actually send us the right way. And any of those would also go the right way. Yellow also still goes the right way, but anyone coming in this way would actually go the wrong way. So we need a diver off there before. A green, if you're coming this way, would go that way. And if I was coming from red, I'd go through here as well. So anyone that doesn't work quite yet is yellow, because coming into yellow this way is fine. But if you're coming from that direction, we'd skip it. Now, the yellow tag doesn't get energized by any of these. Now, if I do it off the same proximity, the yellow, when I want to come from this way, will go from there. See, I could always sell tickets that are like red, yellow, or red to black, or red to green, or red to orange, but then you end up with huge numbers of tickets of combinations which you're going to go. So what I need to do is have a method of changing if I'm coming this way. So if this signal is off and I come from this way, see, I could do it with a detector, I could do it with a command block to detect I'm holding yellow to send me that way. But if I come that way, it's potentially also going to know that I'm holding yellow. Unless what we do is by default anyone coming this way goes to yellow. Which means if I'm holding yellow, I would always come in here and go to yellow. And what I could do is use my detector rail so that when I leave yellow, I always go through this system of choosing a direction. I believe that is correct. Where's the minecart? There's one. Yep, so that puts us that way, which would make a choice. So if I was on black, I'd go that way. If I was on red, I wouldn't hold a yellow, but if I was holding green, I'd also go that way. That looks pretty good. They're going to need to move back. To there. Oops. We now have a double yellow. There we go. So that doesn't activate that bit of track. That's the key thing there. And let's put in another bit of power track there. There we go. Just so we don't have to worry about that. So that's that junction. So next, with a similar issue here with this junction as we did with, as we're going to have with this one. We're going to have to move stuff around. So again, the first thing I need to do, I forgot everything. Think. So let's start with our command block there. And then what do we have? We have 2 going that way. Which is green and orange. But we don't want to react to black coming in that way. Right, that's good. Just copy that. There, doesn't need redstone. So that turns on straight away, and then we want a green and an orange command. That come on if it's green. Needs redstone, unconditional, and do the same for orange. There we go. So if I hold black from this direction, I will go round to the left. Red doesn't matter, yellow doesn't matter. Green will send me straight on. Orange will send me straight on. That's good for that way. If I'm coming from black, if I hold red, it goes the right direction. If I hold black, I wouldn't. If I hold orange, it goes the right way. If I hold yellow, it goes the right way. And if I hold green, it goes in the right direction. That looks pretty good. This one probably needs to have a much smaller distance. Yeah, because I want that to be off. Yeah, we wouldn't normally have these stations this close. Triggering each other. That's what I don't want them to do. So next we would have, oh, this is a lot more busy in this little junction, isn't it? This is the last little area to fix. Gives me a good example of what might get complicated. Should we do the orange one first? What I could decide is, so with these buttons off, everything wants to go that way by default. So we are orange. If anything is being held, we want to go straight on. So this only needs an input to change when it's orange then. Because it doesn't matter what colour I'm holding here, I always want to go into this bend. Yeah. That makes life a little bit easier. Because I can actually do one of these then, like we did right over the far side, and minimise the amount of materials we need. So let's grab that. Doesn't need redstone, unconditional. So if I have that there, let's just prove that it works. Yep. This one is only going to power if it's orange. Go. That's actually got orange in it. It's always going to be active, and this one's going to be conditional because this one is going to, it's like one of the other ones, so that comes in that way like that. That's cool. So if we are holding orange, nothing happens. If I'm holding anything going this way, it doesn't matter. The range on that one's a bit high, small. I wouldn't be holding orange on the left here. Red, black, yellow, green. Go straight on. So it's only if I'm coming from this direction that I have an orange and go there. So this junction should always go straight on. Oh no. This one would always go this way unless it's green or orange. Got to be careful of these other bits here. These wouldn't normally be this close together, which is a bit of a pain. So green or orange, green only. I'm alright if I hold orange. Does that? Oh no, that puts a straight line through. That's not what I want. I want it to. I thought it might do both. Made a bit of a pickle here for myself, haven't I? By putting this lot all in too close. This all needed to be over there somewhere. So I had more room for the redstone. Is that what I'm going to have to do? Yeah, I think I am. So I'm going to move this all over there. Which is a little bit tedious, but it's going to be a necessity. I'm afraid. Put that in that one. Doesn't need redstones, unconditional. So that's on. This one is green. Needs redstone unconditional, green. And then that one. An orange. Needs redstone unconditional. Where's my orange tag? That's that one. Making sure that's strong enough to actually trigger the rail. Yeah. It's okay. So that sorts out that little problem there. Now, if I did have a situation like this, how would I deal with it? I'd have to do it so that... Could do it such that you have like the command block detecting that I'm nearby here. So this would always detect if the player's close by. Let's try that. There we go. So this way I know I've always got someone close by. That's cool. So this one wants to trigger if it's green. Which was the text in this one. So green now triggers that. So if we come in this way now, but ignore that one, that will take us over to here. I'm going to have to move them back. I'm going to do that before I get too carried away, because otherwise I'm just going to get caught out when I try and power it and check it. It'll stop that flipping that. So what I then need to do is, green makes me goes that way. This one wants to come on if it's green. Oh. I need to block this output. So because I'm coming from around here, that command block isn't turning off. Oh, because the output doesn't change, does it? So we come in here, this activates, what do I want to be holding? Green, orange. Flip them around. orange. So I need to come in here. So orange needs to turn this one on, but not that one. That's okay. That should work. I think I'm overthinking it. Let's try this. Right, let's walk over here. What I'll do is I'll just walk in so they all turn off. There we go. Right, so we want orange. So it just so happens this track is going that way. Come in here, I've got orange on there, that's not activated, I come around there and I go that way. Okay, so what happens if I'm holding green? That's an interesting little loop. It sort of works, but for the wrong reason. Because it actually sent me in that way round. Oh, that's a bit funky. Okay, so if I'm at green and I want to go to orange, and if I'm at orange and I want to go to green, that's where I have a fail. This one needs to be orange and green on this one. Right, so if I double this up on this side, grab the green command. Put that in there. Alright, let's test these again. Oops. The only problem is that that redstone doesn't. That's now not driving that because it's going around in a circle. You beast! Really? Really, redstone? About if I power a block. Yeah, that works. So green now sends me straight through there. If I'm holding green, I would come through there like that. If I'm holding green from here, go to the right place. If I hold orange from here, way. If I hold orange from here. I also go the right way. Okay, I think this is working. So let's get all this stuff out the way. We have 4 different stations: orange, green, black, yellow and red. So I've got 5 tickets. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start at the red station. And we want to go, we don't want to go to red. Let's start this in. We want to go to green. Bullseye. And we'll go back. Oops. Oh, red sent us the wrong way. What happened there? So I tried to go back to red. Because that's still turned on. Ah, that's why. 7. That looks better. Hold red. And again, we ended up in the wrong place. Is that because we've got some latency switch on? So should this normally be off unless it's red? Should be, shouldn't it? Okay, we've got to put another one in here then. Actually, we only need the one to drive that, don't we? Only if that is red do we go straight on. Yeah. So if we're in range, doesn't need, okay. And then we want one of these with the word red in it. Copy, paste, always active conditional, change that to red. Oh, actually, that's the opposite. Oh, man. That's not what I was expecting. Oh, man, I've got to move it all back. That's annoying. Redstone torch. Why is that not doing anything? What am I doing wrong? I'm supposed to invert it. Am I being a complete numpty here? Oh, I had to power the block. Oh, I see, because it didn't have enough strength, did it? That's why. That's it, because that's always going to be on, which would send us around there, and that will invert it to turn it off. Okay, let's do that again. That one. And we'll copy this one. There, doesn't need redstone, it is conditional though. It helps if I change the name. That's better. Did I get rid of that minecart? I did. Right, let's hold red and see if we can get back to the red station. Yay, that works really well. Right, so the next one on my list is orange. That's pretty good. I'm going to get a green from here. Going to go to orange from here. I'm going to go back to red. We flipped out there again. That's what happened here. Is it because this one's not in range? I'll put that range up again. So red. So what's going on here? We've got red is that way. Black should turn us. Yellow is straight. Orange. You're orange and you should be black. Thing is, these glitch on. Red, black, yellow, orange and green are behind me. So I wanted to go to red, didn't I? Can I get to... I've been to orange, haven't I? Where's yellow? Yellow's around the corner here, isn't it? It's not that far away. Let's try that one. Oopsie. This is not yellow. Ah! Oh, that's weird. Oh, it powers me back the other way. Oh, that's freaky. So I was not expecting that. Try that again, if it's that powered rail doing it. No, it bounces on the trigger. Wow. Because it must be this one over there is triggering me to come back the other way. Is it when I get to here, yellow comes in? Oh, is that triggering it before I get there? Let's try that. I think it's close proximity to other things that are causing it to trigger the car. Yeah, that's what it is. Can I get to red from here? Yeah. Go back to yellow. That's better. This was accidentally triggering the car, was hitting that and flipping me in the wrong direction. Right, let's go back to red and start that again. Now I want to go to yellow, black. Been to black a few times. Oh, that's one way to get here. That's not what's supposed to happen. Oh, I see, because black from that one, I had black. Ah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Right, okay, I dorked. Right, I think basically the principle works here. I could spend hours fiddling and fine-tuning. It's just they're all really in close proximity and I need lots of loop backs. Like that one over there, I think, rather than trying to do it all in one junction. I need to do like the yellow one. But I think the basic principles are here. So I'm going to end my stream here. I'm going to call that a marginal success. I think that's quite good. I think it's reasonably good. I've got to most stations without any real problems. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. And you've learned a little bit about, well, trains and redstone and command blocks. And what I'm going to do next time is see if I can actually get these working inside functions rather than command blocks and actually make the thing a bit easier to control and do. Right, thanks very much. See you later. Bye.